There's so many inconsistencies. The world is that there's no consistency on planet Earth at all. The sun don't even go up and down in the same direction no more. You want the good spot, sir? Here. Good dog. Good boy. I know that's your favorite. You want to go there? That's a man. I said, Mom, I'm a man and I'm not in the mood, Mom. I'm a man.
I'm not in the mood. Oh, that's priceless.
I'm a man, Mom. Let me be. I go out in planet Earth, out in the world, right? And I do that too. I see dudes walking around. I'm a man! I'm a man! I'm a man!
What's going on?
Like, I'm like, who are you reminding? You or me? Fucking jeez. The land of the machismo. Hi, pretty girl. You gonna come and hang out for a talk? Machismo. The I'm the man. Do as I say. And they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Oh, it's a whole mentality. It's a whole vibe. It's that boss hog vibe. So I just came across on TikTok, a post by a woman named Allie. She's a psychic medium. And she said a psychic medium.
Whoa.
And she wrote here's a part 2 on her post that she did. I don't know when she did this, 2 days ago. Of what spirits on the other side wish they'd known when they were alive. And of course, it's playing to Zach Bryan. I don't want to look at that part. I want to look at that part there. That's better. I'm not looking at the chat. So, I don't look at the chat. I get distracted. I look at it eventually, maybe. But usually I'm talking to myself. Anyway, so I'm just going to read a couple. Because these are things that I've talked about on my video, because these are my belief systems that I believe in and I have ever since I was a little kid. Because I've had a lot of freaking like near-death experiences and stuff. Every time you freaking lose your shit, like go, whoa, like disassociate, it's like our universe rewards you with some kind of knowings, but gifts are a double-edged sword. So take it as you will. Some days I want to go out and I just want to be so stupid. I want to be as dumb as everybody that is acting around me. I just want to be oblivious. I don't want to care about anybody else's feelings, if I'm in their way or not. I just want to be an NPC. That's not my role on this incarnation. It's not my during this dash of my life. Between the 2 dates that I started and my expiration date, that's not what I'm intended to do. I'm here to change the narrative. Hi, my name's Marge. I'm a Hogs empath. I just like having these little talks on the way I feel about things. Number 1, I realize this again. This is Allie on TikTok, ALLIE. These are, and she's a psychic intuitive, and this is part 2 of what spirits on the other side wish they'd known. And this is stuff I've been talking about for fucking years. And so I really appreciate universe giving me verification. Thank you. Thank you for the content, universe. I realize that my soul is infinite. It goes beyond the body across all space and time, dimensions, and reality. Everything is one in reality. For the sake of putting it in 3D terms, we seem to be separate on Earth. So I've lived billions of lifetimes and so many things and beings, and yet I can remember every one of them as that only one, because I am all of it. Nothing is separate. That's why I try to be good to people, because, one day I'm going to be them. And one incarnate, like everybody you come across all over the world, because we recycle, our soul recycles just to learn how to make heaven on earth. And what happens? People can't get over their astrology. And what happens? Civilizations fall every 250 years. And we're at 248 with the good old USA. So that's 2 years in the astrology. It ain't favorable. So shit's gonna be getting weirder and weirder. And I'm gonna be staying in more and more. Because I'm trying to be a peace-loving person. And it's... Anyway. There's another one. I was leaving my body and I saw how little it was compared to my soul. I realized I'd only played one role in a larger scheme, and my role as vital to it, yet it wasn't the only thing. I had never felt so alive as when I passed. It was like a heavy blanket was thrown off. I could fly.
Wow.
You know? Because freaking human beings make things hard.
They make it hard.
So hard. When things could be so easy. There's this dude that I kind of befriended. I met him outside the supermarket. You know, I try to help people out. It's what I do. I'm trying to show, like, you know, I'll go and I'll be like, I'll tell people what I'm doing, and they're like, wow, that is so kind of you. And I'm like, yeah, do you ever do stuff like when are you going to do that? You know, like, you can't. You can lead an ass to water, but you can't make them drink. And so, he's not from around here. He's from Chicago, Ohio.
That's a long way.
Wait, Iowa. I always get those two mixed. I will forever get those two mixed up. And so, Mom, pet him so he don't get moody, please, and start whining. Thank you. And so, he lost his wife 2 years ago from an aneurysm from some medicated incident. And his daughter's with her grandmother, and he's a lost man. And I can so understand what it's like to be lost because you're thrown away. Because that's what happens once you don't become purposeful. You're a throwaway. You're garbage. And they're making it harder and harder for people to live. So they're making it so you can't, like, overnight can't. Like, they're making it hard for people. People that don't have a lot to begin with, they're making it fucking harder for them. I hate bureaucrats. Because they pay them so much and live such lavish lifestyles and go to concerts and go skiing and they're living all this best life. All under the guise of telling themselves that they're doing good, or fuck it if they're not in society, they don't care. It's so gross. So the karma's coming out. It's going to be ugly. It's going to be gross. Ugh. It already is every day. So this guy, he sleeps in a shelter here. And I don't know what it's like. They have two separate shelters. They have a men's shelter, and you can call it a women's shelter. I don't know what exactly. I've never been there. I want to actually go in there and, like, take a tour of these places and to see what they're about. That's what my next advance in seeing what this community is really about. And then going in, you know, Pastor Marge, like, what are you guys about? How are you guys helping in the community? Like, what are you guys doing? Because I drive around every day handing out water to people that are hot and thirsty. And so, because people don't understand, when you're dehydrated, it messes with your mind. And people purposefully don't even drink water. And this guy, I'm trying to teach him better how, or show him, like, because every time I see him, I give him 2 waters, you know. I saw him a couple days ago. And then somebody took his backpack and all of he don't have much to begin with. And I was like, well, I'm going to see if I can't get you in a better, more comfortable place. So I was going to meet him at Big 5 to buy him some couple pairs of pants. And at 9, and I left the house at like 8 because I stopped at Tractor to Supply because I looked online last night and they didn't have stuff like his size. And so they did at Tractor Supply, so they had a couple of pairs. Like I got a couple of pairs of pants there. They're like 50. It was easy peasy. Like Wranglers or like they're a good deal, 16 bucks done. And then I got him a pair of shoes, some socks, and one more pair of pants at the other place, I think. And then I gave him my Bluetooth speaker that just sat in the back seat that I never even used. It's just a Sony that I got from Walmart, and he's super stoked because that he was like, man, that was the worst part about losing what all I got is my Bluetooth speaker, and I know how important music is to me, and people don't got no place to go. And I was thinking about it, that I think I might know of a place where you might be able to wash dishes or something like that, for a few bucks an hour and a meal a day. And he wants to work. It's just like when you don't have your ID and you don't have all the things that the state requires to get an ID, 3 proofs of, address, identity. It's bullshit just to feed the system. So these lazy ass fucking bureaucrats, these people can freaking help nobody and just freaking sit there, watch YouTube videos, and have good lives. It ain't fair, man. I called today's talk Boss Hogs because when I was a little girl, I watched so much TV. It was my escape. Either I was outside riding my bike, hanging out in nature, catching frogs, pollywogs, petting dogs. Learning about cycles and nature and seeing metaphysical things my whole entire life. Because it's part of those little gifts you get from freaking getting the short end of the stick in a lot of situations. So, there were characters that stood out, and Boss Hog was one of them. And he always had food. I mean, he was a hog. He is the epitome of a hog. And now when I go around into society, I looked at all the people, because I grew up in the 70s. I'm 50. It's so weird to even say that. Because I look at other people at 50, and their faces are doing much different things in their body. But I work at it. Because why? Every day I'm in pain. Every day I suffer. Some days I'm so inflamed that, and I can't just do nothing. Because the dogs and the moms require things that require physical activity. So I'm constantly moving and things like that so I don't get too stiff. So, other people, they hurt, they don't move. That's the wrong attitude. You should do the opposite. Do the opposite of what you want sometimes. See how good how good life can turn out. So homeboy was so grateful. He was grateful. And then when we were sitting there, because we were sitting on this little wall while he put on his shoes, and then someone he knows, because people travel a lot back and forth on the bus from Albuquerque, Santa Fe, Taos. They just hang out on the bus. Like, what else are you going to do, And so, this other guy, I can't remember his name. Very eccentric. Like, I was only around about 10 minutes, and I didn't really get what he's about, but I'm sure he kind of reminded me of the monkey on Aladdin. That's what he reminded me of. And kind man gave me a rock and a pine cone. So I'm gonna have to get a larger medicine bag. And then the dude, and then Boomhauer, they call him Boomhauer, I guess, because he doesn't have any teeth in it. But now more I'm around him, the more I'm starting to understand him, and so he's been wandering around for 2 years, and now he's ready to find his purpose again. And I'm gonna see if I can't help him do that. Anyway, what else happened today? And he was grateful. And I'd let everybody know, like, I'm willing to help people as long as they're willing to help themselves. Now, yeah, because he's only been here a month, right? Now, if people are if they're not doing anything to better their own lives, and like a year goes by and stuff like that, then I gotta look at our acquaintanceship and maybe reevaluate, reconsider, move some things around. Who knows? The world is changing and shifting all the time. I had 500 notifications for like a 24-hour period of like all of the earthly events that have transpired in that time. 500. That's a lot. Earthquakes, landslides, just wow. And people keep talking about like mass land shifts and like the tip of New Zealand. That's just the the earth is no different than us. We grow from the inside. The earth will take its molten whatnot and grow from the inside, all based on just what people imagine and cycles, and it's a collaborative effort for sure. The outcome, I don't know. There's so many boss hogs out there sitting at the tables, man. I get a lot of like civic crap in my FYP because I can't participate in their stupid meetings and stuff because they all decorum, and I can't just like raise my hand and say something in the city of Taos meetings. No, I can't do that. You have to submit the question between and if they don't like the question, I'm not going to get the opportunity to say it. And so they're not people that even have good sense, and I can't tolerate people that don't have good sense. They waste money. They get so much money and waste it on such frivolous things. And right now, I like going into town. I like going and walking around and stuff. I have to go in at like 8 o'clock early in the morning before all the people and the mess starts seeping out. And and it don't do me. If you are a pedestrian, and I have been pedestrian so many years in my life, every time I've crossed the street, I've done it with this sense of urgency because I'm not trying to hold people up. There's so many Taurons and locals and earthlings and human beings, and I don't care that they're just that vibrational frequency of fucking asshole. So if you walk up to a sidewalk and I'm sitting there and I'm waving you on and go across the little 10-foot stretch, but you just freaking nod like a dummy and wave like a dummy and walk slower, I'm gonna yell at you. Andale, vamonos! Like, what the fuck is this shit? Like, it's just like, people don't like tourists. Except for tourists. Tourists like tourists. Tourists love themselves. They love themselves so much that they waste and piss away. Just look at the tourist industry. And I look at, I look at the tourist, that encompasses sports. Because people travel to see sports. I know someone that their goal in life, they don't help people on the street, stuff like that. They're dirty and icky and gross, but their goal in life is to go to every single NFL stadium in America. I mean, people got a weird idea of what it's like to live in service. And we're supposed to inconvenience ourselves from time to time. Time to time. People go their whole lives just like, oh no, the world needs to make me comfortable. It's about making me. It's so weird. And then they call them narcissists, and I don't understand those people. I used to watch a lot of TV shows, and then I'd see like characters on the TV show, and then I'd see them out in the world, and I'd be, they're that. because people are pretty much carbon copies of somebody else, and you live long enough, you get to the point that you meet there's only so many different personality types because people aren't that unique. I mean, that's why they gather in freaking large groups, because they just want to be like somebody else, mostly. And the larger the group, the most annoying. I've been thinking about my time in Alcoholics Anonymous lately. I haven't been to meetings in years, and I always thought clubs and groups and stuff like that were lame, you know. But it's like everything else. There's what the group is supposed to be, and then there's always this subculture of these freaking these boss hogs that have to make it how they want it. And there's this one guy he just died 2 days ago, Mike P. And he went to the big meeting in this guy. He's like 35, I don't know, 30. He had a lot of years sober. And he just went around, did whatever he wanted, you know? Didn't put the effort in. I mean, he had 2 pensions. He was like, you know, some nothing in the military, just pushing paper, whatever, getting a paycheck, and then he went and worked like so many of them do in the clubs. At the post office in Omaha, and then retired from there, and then just went around and recorded people's AA talks, and from what I understand made it pretty good enough to buy Christmas lights to put on a Christmas show every year that people from all over would come and see, because it was pretty extravagant. It was very elaborate, and you dial your radio. I never went to go. I never went. I went and did the Christmas. I can experience things one time. Like, because we never had Christmases when I was a little girl, because our Christmases were 11 and a half hours on a Greyhound bus from the time I was 6, 7 years old until I was 12, 13. So, you know, I would imagine of like how I'd want to, you know, for years and years. And then when I was in a position where I could manifest that and make a reality, I did the things, and then I'd do it and I'd be like, well, okay, that was, let's go do something else. There are people that have such a good time having the experience one time when they're little, that they're odd because of that vibrational frequency, they get stuck in a loop, and that's how they gotcha. And then every year people try and create it, and every year it comes with more stress and bullshit, you know, commercialism, all this stuff. And then January, you know, and it causes all these health problems because people are all stressed out about everything, and blah, you know. And Now we're seeing the clocks on the wall. Things are lining up. I don't know. I haven't been really too excited about stuff all day long. That's like one of the reasons why I came on to do this talk, because I never identified with depressed. Like being depressed, because I always just push forward and just do. You just keep doing what you're supposed to do. Because it's all feeling bad, feeling good. It's all energy, and it's gonna pass. But right now, like today, my biorhythms are low. I went to the store to buy some milk, and I did get to see one of the gals. I told her about these are the cookies. Oh, ow, 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 ow. My body is so stiff. This is what I use to make cookies. And they're good by themselves. They're orange and vanilla cream M&Ms. And they're white chocolate. And then, like, they're so good. And yeah, they're so good. And plus, about an hour ago, I probably ate the biggest cookie I ever ate. So that's kind of nice. You want them, Mom?
Yeah.
Here. Got it? Here. Oh, don't let the dog here. I got it. That's light? And people don't, being a boss hog, people don't have to look like boss hog to be a boss hog. It could be a woman with freaking $400 pumps or, whatever. Just people, gluttony. Just, it's gross. It's good, huh?
It is.
These might be my... These might be my favorite M&Ms ever. They're so good.
They are.
But you know what that means? I can't eat them very often. I can't eat them very often because the more I eat them,
The more you.
the less, like, novel it will become, I think. So good. I recommend moderation, and I assure whoever cares to listen, it has taken me all of the 50 years and still counting to learn how to live in a moderate, temperate way.
Wow, that's very.
Because I gotta fight myself all the time. Because I'm all gas until I run out of steam. Very little breaks. So there's been a long time. And I know that there's so many incarnations I have died from, like, falling off a horse and breaking my neck. Just because I didn't calculate the risk. I didn't calculate. I just did the thing. And that would and then it's like, oh, game over. I'm gonna go see my barber soon. And then come home with lines on my head, Ma. She's gonna start she wants to practice doing lines and stuff like that.
For your hair.
For my hair, in my hair. On an undercut. And I was like,
That's soft.
because I can't handle hair. And I uploaded the app. I'm going to try and even cut down my trips to the grocery store and just order stuff online. Because I just don't like people. I don't have the tolerance nor do I care to have the patience. Because it's like Touron season. And it's like crap tourists and morons. You jam them together because that's what they did in their brain. And they just go around and like mosey and piddle and putt and just they're in the way. And the city planners, if you want to call them that, they're doing all this construction, and so it's just a nightmare. And then they put in these pay for parking meters, and fuck them if they think I'm gonna pay for parking. They can suck my ass. Fucking pay, and there's limited places that you can park without having to pay. And so, because I'm not participating in other people's stupid reindeer games, and that's for the tourists, and it's $2.25 for an hour, which is bullshit. Because it doesn't matter how much money they make, they're gonna piss it away on stupid bullshit anyway, like the parking meters to begin with. And if they would have done the research rather than hiring a committee or getting this business to come in and do a survey that takes 3 years to see, fucking bureaucrats are so dumb. They're gonna be the ones hauling the most water, I bet. People are gonna be like, dude, go clean out the porta potties. Go pick some grapes or go do something remedial. Go busy your brain. That's why I don't go to their little stupid meetings, because it's all dumb. And I will never get to say what they really need to hear. So I'm not going to participate. And I'm not here to try to change nobody's mind anyway. Really. Old boy that I talked about yesterday, that when I saw him at the park, he was drinking Foster's and he was feeling it. He was feeling the vibe. And then later I saw them when I went to go buy those candies at Family Dollar. I just happened to see them across the street, barely upright, stumbling. And I'm like, dude, that used to be me. Like staggering, like trying to walk, but your equilibrium shot because it's soaked with alcohol that I gave to myself because that is what I thought was fun. Anyway, I saw him this morning and he was upright. I don't know. I'm sure he slept for many hours, and that's why I can't touch this stuff, man. But I'm one of those people, once I start, I'll end up in who knows weird things. I end up and I go with the flow because I like going on adventures, and then God shows me the adventures because it's a trip, man. But I got a lot of videos. I've already talked about most of the stories, but I know that vampires exist. I never lived on a world where this stuff didn't. Monsters are real, and I never lived on a planet, and all these other people are living on this other planet where what do? They freaking do weird, like, shit, like put a tree in their house and act like they, have you been good all year? Let me buy you a bunch of fucking presents and buy your love and all this shit. It's so weird. And put myself into debt in this economic system. I mean, planet Earth is dumb. I'm not sad about the civilization falling. I'm not sad about it at all. And it's happening all over the place. How dare that lizard dude in freaking England talk about like how hard it is, and he goes around in a golden cart. It's a slap in the face, dude. I wouldn't be surprised if people started storming the freaking castle at this point, because it's just like, you people are just, they're so disingenuous. You can't act like you care and shit on people as much as the people in charge of this planet have done for as long as they've done, and then have people just be okay with it. And now you're getting too many people that aren't okay with it. So you got the people that are checking out. Whether it's suicide, whether they're just doing the blues, they're drinking too much, they're just indulging in that thing that separates them from God, good orderly direction. Or you're having the people that are stepping more into orderly direction. I've been looking for the orderly directioners for as long as and I try to make connections with people, and then I see what they're about, and they don't want to work with me either. Because I guess they see what I'm about. And evidently they're about, getting that thing and living that best life. And I'm more worried, I'm more concerned about people working and having shelter and for everybody, not just, the privileged. And I got that good blood in me. I got the privileged blood in me. I'm just one that fucking doesn't want to be a part of their stupid club. My grandpa was a Freemason. My stomach turned when I got the picture and it was on his gravestone. He died when it was my great grandfather, but it's all inherited. My brother's in the club. He's got the advantage. That's why we're the ones that got sacrificed. Don't tell me people don't get sacrificed. They don't got a day. All you got to do is turn your back and not throw somebody a lifesaver in life. And a lot of people are not equipped to even take care of themselves, man. There are so many kids on the street right now. It breaks it. Because their parents like, well, I don't get a check because I got you no more. Get out. That's what happened to me. Mom did that to me. I just came out. I'm gay. Everyone's like, we know. Mom's like, I love you, but I don't understand you. Took my court $3,000 little court settlement that I was gonna start off in life, because I never thought I was gonna be smart enough to ever go to no college. So I did. Did pretty good. Then I saw what a stupid fucking system that is for dumb people to make a lot of money for sitting around and not working real hard either. Like all the formats, APA, MPA, all that stuff, just is reindeer games. Reindeer games. I worked in hospital, I worked in a radiology department, I worked in university. I've done all these really big things. All just to see it's all bullshit. And people don't really care about people. And now it's seeping out all over the world, and now all these people that have been thrown away. There's puddles of people, masses of people. Just I don't know where to go, and the government's like, well, we're gonna send you here. And then when they get there, the government's like, we're gonna, and they're all just political, just little pawns, like on a chessboard. And these guys are going, well, we are the men that are taking care of the lands because this is the bullshit that we're doing. All of them. All of them. But I'm never going to give an opportunity to tell them. I think Artie twisted his little ankle or something. I know, Benny. So beware the boss hogs. The people, the glutton that will frickin' make you bust your ass and blood, sweat, and tears so that they can go on vacation. You know, because I was always supporting all these big organizations that I worked in, and then they go on conferences. And I'm like, all the conferences is you get, the company picks their favorite, the clique, and then they go on usually it's marketing, purchasing, stuff like that, and then they get to go, and all the sales people, all the big earners, you know, not the people that fucking have to fucking carry computers in the snow and keep the network up because they never want to spend money on IT. Every place I've ever worked, they never want to put in money into IT. That means security. So when things that happened the other day, doesn't surprise me a bit. When people put all their eggs in one basket, that is what happens. So I hope it was a lesson to a lot of people. Never put your eggs in one basket. I wouldn't be flying around planet Earth right now. The fuck, dude? People need to be hunkering down, batting down the hatches, getting ready, whoop-de-woo. Because, like, all this stuff that's happening, every time something big in Houston happens, happens in Houston, boom, there's people displaced. Every time there's a fire in California, boom, there's people that are displaced oftentimes. Oftentimes it's in a place that it doesn't affect nobody. It's in a rural area. But, like, in Houston, like, stuff like that. And so, more things are happening. That more people are going to be displaced. And that ripples out. And so all the fucking annoying people that are already coming to Taos, for why? I look at the TikToks and it's just like, oh my God, it's the same mentality in all of these vessels, in all these different soul sacks. But they're the same person. They're no different. And then they feel good and have a good time, and then they want to recreate it, so they keep coming back for like fucking years, like decades later. Or we're all going to Taos. It's like, and none of these people are contributing. They're not adding and making it better, because Taos has, you know, it's like gotten me pretty. I mean, junkies dying at the bus stops on the benches, and, you know, freaking people getting decapitated behind like residential. I mean, they might like to paint it as a picture like it's a really wonderful, great place. You know, there's a lot of really pissed off people because they're generationally pissed. Because they didn't learn the tools that they needed to learn to soothe themselves. And there's just a lot of boss hogs. And people get irritable and pissy and stuff when they get crabby and, you know, boss too much, hoggy. Ooh, I'm gonna try and take a nap. Although I did sleep last night pretty okay till like 4. Anyway. Things are pretty okay here where we are. I don't have any complaints. Oh! the update on the water situation. So I don't remember what that was, Wednesday, I guess. So I go outside. I always know when there's something going on. I'm psychic and too. I got all the clairvoyants. I got all of them. I try to ignore shit, and they're like, "No, Marge, don't." And I'm like, "No, I got to do it anyway and live my life." And then here comes the consequence, because I got free will. That's how I learn my lessons, from going against my own knowing. Don't do it. She's a Jezebel. I don't care. She's pretty and she smells good. And yeah. Anyway, that there's nobody in real life that I'm thinking of right now at all. I'm just thinking about what I'm going to say next. Oh, the plumbing situation, because to get people, if you didn't know, the couple days ago, the maintenance man came already knowing the work that he didn't do, put me off for a day and a half to come here, only to be busted out that he just put in the faucet and didn't put any of the plumbing to the faucet. And I said, so I just spent $1,400 on this washer and dryer, and I wasted my money. And he goes, yeah. Taos is a trip, dude. I'm gonna on. So I let the landlord know and stuff, and then about this morning or this afternoon, I guess it was this, I can't remember. Everything's a blur. I go outside, and there were workers out here, and so they got like a licensed plumber, and next door they gotta do like a lot of work. Here they're gonna do our work on Monday first. They're gonna concentrate on this and put in our plumbing, and then they're gonna have to do, because these buildings have got to be like 100. Not the one that we live in. I don't think this one is that old, but that one back there is like is easy 100 years old. It was the guy who owns the place. It was his mom. She had like an art studio. She lived here since she was a little girl. I mean, this is like historic history. Yeah, I mean, this is like, anyway. So Monday, I'm just living in today. I'm trying not to think about it enough, beyond trying to calculate where I'm gonna move stuff out of the way, because I gotta move the cat tree and I gotta move the washer and dryer. So I'm picturing the living room on which ways I can set it up, and then we gotta just like stash ourselves back here in the bedroom all day. That'll be interesting, but it's the day after tomorrow. It's not today, so I'm not gonna worry about it too much. Anyway, I'm gonna go listen to some Boss Hogs on YouTube. That's about all I got for now. Thanks for hanging out. I hope you have a rad day. Peace. There's lots of